coffee is something that most of us like and something that most of us need. For me, coffee has become just as much of a need as it is a want. In the last year or two, it has been brought to my attention just how much coffee affects me. Not just mentally, but also my wallet. My friends and family brought up the fact that for a while, I was going to Starbucks sometimes 4 to 5 times a week, and sometimes even twice a day. This got me to do some thinking. While $4 to $5 for a drink, a few times a week, may not seem like that much, it quickly starts to add up. I did the math, and it turns out that I had spent around $1,000 that year on Starbucks. Because that is obviously terrible, I need to come up with a more cost-effective way to get in my caffeine fix. Today I will be teaching you guys how to make iced lattes, which typically consist of espresso, milk, and some sort of flavoring. At-home iced lattes are not only a great way to get your caffeine fix, but are more cost-effective and customizable. First step is turn on your machine and let it heat up. For me, all I have to do is turn this dial and let it warm up, which should only take a minute or two. After that, it's now time to grind your beans. You can either use already grounded espresso or espresso that you ground yourself. I'm going to be using whole grounds that require me to use a grinder. According to Owen Richardson from Cafe Streets, each type of brewing process requires a different grind size due to the process where grounds are combined with hot water. Espresso requires a fine grind because the brewing process is relatively quick. Each shot of espresso is around 14 grams. Most drinks consist of 2 shots of espresso, which is around 2 tablespoons. For espresso, you want your grounds really fine, so I'm going to turn my machine to the fine setting. After that, simply press start. After we have our grounds and have measured them out, it's time to load the portafilter. Now, scoop your grounds into your portafilter. After that, run your finger across the top to push off any excess grounds. Now we must use a tamper to tamp the espresso. Make sure that the coffee is even before putting any pressure on it, or you'll get an uneven extraction and less flavor. The key to tamping well is to press down straight, and you'll want to use a fair bit of pressure here. A good rule to follow is tamp until the ground stops settling, always ensuring that you have a level top. When you are done applying pressure, spin your tamper a little bit to glaze the top and make sure that there are no uneven grounds. Now that we are done with the first part, it's finally time to make the espresso. I'm going to be using my espresso machine, but if you don't have one, you can use a dark roast coffee or even buy a manual espresso maker. To load the portafilter, I just have to align it with the indents on the machine, then twist. As you can see, my machine is ready, so all I have to do now is turn the dial to the correct setting, which for me is the 3rd one. Now my machine is semi-automatic, which means that it brews for me, but I have to stop it. And according to Adam Rapper from Clive Coffee, each espresso pull should take between 25 to 30 seconds. After we make our shots, it's now time to make the rest of the drink. The first drink I will be showing you is a caramel macchiato. For this, you will need vanilla, caramel sauce, your espresso, and your milk of choice. I'm going to start off by covering the bottom of the cup with caramel. After that, you want to add vanilla to the other side. And it's now time to put in your milk. I use about 2/3 to 1 cup of milk, which is to the first line on this cup. Then you're going to want to give it a good stir. After you've stirred the milk mixture, add your ice. After that, add in your 2 shots of espresso and finish it off with more caramel. There is your finished product. I have my dear friend Colby Ann Lee Demeen to do a taste test for me.
Wow, Andre, that is really good.
The next drink I will be showing you is my current favorite, which is an iced sugar cookie latte with white chocolate. For this, you're going to need white chocolate sauce, your espresso, sugar cookie creamer, and milk. To make this, I'm going to cover the bottom of the cup with white chocolate. After that, you want to add your milk and your creamer. And mix it up. After mixing, you now want to add your ice and espresso. Now I like to make this drink a little fancier, so what I'm going to do is add a little bit of this creamer into a cup, and then I'm going to use a handheld frother to make a foam. Now that we have our foam, add it to the top of the drink. And there you have it. A nice sugar cookie latte with cold foam.
Yay.
To conclude, coffee is something that most of us love, but something that some of us need. To make them, you must grind your beans, tamp them into your portafilter, brew the espresso, then make the rest of your drink. And always remember to properly clean up to ensure that your next batch of espresso is pure and delicious as it can be. Now you know how to make these delicious and cost-effective drinks at home. Making these drinks like these at home will not only benefit your wallet, but will also benefit your time, as you can now make them from the comfort of your own home.